Hey guys, this is part 3 of a Nuxt 3 beginners tutorial where we are going to turn this into this. Okay, so if you've been following this tutorial, we're on part 3. If you haven't, if you just landed here, welcome, but make sure you watch part 1 and part 2 if you want to learn how to install Nuxt 3 and get started. In this particular tutorial, we are going to get started, like getting our hands dirty and building our Nuxt app. So you should have already started this. In your Nuxt app, make sure you run yarn dev. It automatically starts at port 3000. If it doesn't start there, then there's probably maybe another app running at port 3000, and I think it will start at port 3001. Okay, so in your Nuxt app, you go to your nuxtconfig.ts, right? And it starts like this. You know, there's nothing here, and you're wondering, oh man, there's nothing here. Like, what do I do? Nuxt is a progressive web app, which means it's not a full service. Full service framework where you have everything you need to build. You know, you kind of just use what you need to build your app. So your app can be as small as it needs to be to do what it needs to do. All right. So if you look at the folders here, your .nuxt folder, you don't touch that. That's built automatically, right? Whatever is in here is done automatically. Don't go play there. All right. Node modules, these are the pieces of software that were downloaded from npm, which is a JavaScript node package manager. It's just pieces of software that Nuxt needs to run. Git ignore, this is where, if you know what Git is, it's a source control software that helps you incrementally build your app and to go back in time. If you don't yet know what Git is, just like Google it. It takes a while to learn how to use it, and I might be using it here. If you want to be a decent developer, you need to learn Git, all right? Because just about everybody uses it. All right, so Git ignore just means that we will ignore these files and we won't put them into the Git repository. Now, I'm not going to go here and just explain what all this is, because, hey, this is not a Git tutorial. App.view, this is the beginning of your app, is where things begin. This template is what tells us that this is a view file, right? When we have templates, these template tags, and Nuxt is a framework built on a framework. It's built on Vue. So we're gonna be, it's built on Vue. Yeah, okay. Nuxt welcome is the welcoming component from Nuxt themselves. So what you're seeing here, I'm just gonna save this. I didn't make any changes here. So what you're seeing here is what's being rendered here. This is it, right? And if you want proof of that, you go back to your, and if you put the cursor at the very end of the line in VS Code and you type Control C or Command C in Mac and then Control V or Command V in Mac, you see how we have two of that same component there. When we go back, see, this tells us that the Vite server has built. It is so fast. Nuxt 3 is so fast, guys. So I really hope you're enjoying this tutorial. So we have that. That's nice. Welcome. And you see down here below, that's the same component. All right. But we are going to remove this, as they say here. We're going to remove this and we're going to turn this into this. That's my movie voice. Into this. Okay, back to the tutorial. Nuxt config, this is where we're going to begin. This is where you configure your whole app, what your app should look like, what kind of modules you should add, and all that. It can get quite complex. We're not going to go that deep because we're just starting, and we're going to do this step by step so you can really get this. Package.json is where the packages that it's like how do I explain this in like a layman's term for somebody who can understand? How do I explain this? Like if I explain it to my 5-year-old son, package.json is like a file that lists the packages that you need, I guess. I'm a developer and I don't even know all this stuff. Like you don't need to know, all this stuff. Just we don't touch that file either. README, that this is tells you how to start your Nuxt app. You can delete this and you don't need it. But when you push this up to GitHub, which is the Git repository, then we'll need that. And yeah, tsconfig.json. What is this for? I think this is for TypeScript. Yeah, Nuxt is fully typed. It uses TypeScript, and TypeScript is it's a language. It's a superscript of JavaScript. So it's a language that's above JavaScript, and it compiles into JavaScript. It is typed, which means if you've ever used Java or C, like you have to define the data type of every variable. It's pretty nice, but it can be kind of hard to learn and kind of annoying too. But it's not nice. Yarn lock. I'm using Yarn instead of npm for our package manager. Yeah, so do not edit this file directly. So we don't want to do that. Actually, I think we can edit package.json, but usually do like a yarn add, to add the package. Okay. So this is just what your Nuxt app looks like. And the reason why I went through this explaining what this is that I'd like you to know exactly what your app is, so when something is broken, you know how to fix it versus just like knowing how to code. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I think this is long enough. I thought we might write some code here, but I think this is good enough. Just explaining exactly what your Nuxt app is about. So I'm sorry if this was boring, but I hope you got some, you understand what's in your Nuxt app before we start to build it. All right. And if you look at the link below this video, there is this little secret that I share with only special people like you, all right, that will help you build your Nuxt app really, really well. I'm telling you, if you use this way of building, it will be easy to debug. When your Nuxt app becomes really big, if you build it in like the little secret that I tell you, look, you will be happy. You will want to kiss me, okay? But just just like kiss me like on the cheek, but not you know what I'm saying. Okay, all right. So download that. It's really good. I think you will like it because I want you to not just build Nuxt apps, but build them properly, build them well. Something you can be proud of. So download that. It's free. It's a little hidden secret that I'm pretty sure you will love, or at least you will appreciate it. All right. In the next video, God willing, we're going to start getting our hands dirty and actually start building our Nuxt app. I'll see you soon.